Alright, so I figured I would sit down for a minute and just kind of talk about a little bit about what I intend to do with this YouTube channel and the like. So, to be honest, I am not particularly good in front of a camera. I'm also not very good at mechanicking or even driving off road. But the thing is, these are all things that I actually enjoy doing. Um, I actually do enjoy both recording um, what I'm doing while working on my rigs and even just talking in front of the camera. I also very much enjoy driving off road. I love being outdoors, camping, hiking, backpacking, fishing, whitewater rafting, pretty much you name it, I've at least tried it if it's an outdoor activity. But like I say, I'm not really good at any of those things. Um, but because of the fact that I do greatly enjoy all of it, I figured that uh, I could use YouTube and Patreon and so on as an opportunity to both get better at these things that I enjoy and even potentially have the hobby pay for itself a little bit. Um, as a side note, I'm recording with a thunderstorm starting up, somewhat intentionally because I do actually enjoy the sound of thunder and I like listening to the rain. It's one of the reasons why I like the fact that my house has this nice screened-in patio, so I can sit and enjoy both of those things. Um, but getting back on subject, the opportunity that I'm taking to record and to show you guys what it is that I'm doing is more so for myself than anything else. Um, and someone other than myself and my immediate family enjoy watching and and participating in what it is that I'm doing, all the better. But um, this is first and foremost a hobby for me. Um, as for the rigs that I have my 1981 Toyota Land Cruiser FG60, um, which we've dubbed the Rolling Turd. Uh, like I've like I said in one of my previous videos, it has some pretty decent frame rust, which kind of stopped me up for a bit. Um, I'm not really certain that um, as to what extent it is savable versus not savable. It's really kind of out of my wheelhouse, but I have decided that I want it to be something that I know how to do. So the the FG60 is going to be kind of a resto mod project. I plan to do kind of a full frame up restoration, uh, which is likely going to take quite a long time since I am a very amateur mechanic. You can kind of see in here the wind is picking up. We got a severe thunderstorm warning. That should be fun. We'll see how my noise suppression in my after um, or After Effect program starts kicking in. Um, but yeah, so the Land Cruiser is ultimately a Restomod project. Although I am going to continue working on it as is, I want it to be a vehicle that I can drive daily. Probably won't be taking it off road anytime soon, so I will be coming back to it and putting the lift and bumper and so on that I have on it, just because I've got those parts now and I'd like to actually try and put them on. Um, I may be I may be replacing the frame altogether. I may be repairing the frame that's currently on it. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But as it is right now, I am going to try and put the lift kit on it. Um, Lemon Lime is going to be kind of my flagship off-road vehicle for the near future, just because of the fact that it is in good running and driving condition. The frame is solid, and so on. So I'm going to replace the suspension just because the leaves on it are pretty worn out. But other than that, it's going to be wheeled fairly close to stock condition. Sometime down the road, I may do some more heavy-duty modifications like I talked about in the rig walk-around video that I posted a little earlier. But those are pretty far down the line. The future for Lemon Lime is probably going to hold a set of Dana 44 axles and potentially an engine and transmission swap. I haven't really decided what kind of engine I would want to put into it. A small block Chevy is probably going to be the easiest swap to do, but I really do like the idea of the Cummins R2.8 diesel swap. And I know I mentioned in the rig walk around that parts availability is kind of an issue that I'm looking at, and getting a pretty new diesel kind of goes up against that. But the fact of the matter is I can at least get Cummins parts, whereas a lot of the parts for the Hurricane engine are just non-existent completely. There may be a wait period for some of those Cummins parts, but they do at least exist in some shape or form, whereas some of the Hurricane engine parts just have completely disappeared from both the aftermarket and manufacturers, and OEM manufacturers, that is. The Rolling Turd has a lot of rust repair that needs to be done, but that's not really my main focus. I'm going to focus on mostly getting the frame rust done and the frame rust and the more, I guess, the more important body rust holes. So basically the things that keep it from being a sealed cab, those are going to be what I focus on. I really don't want to do like an actual pretty looking restoration. As much as those Land Cruisers are cool looking and whatnot, I don't want to make it so pretty and so nice as to not want to take it off-road, because the whole point for me of having the Land Cruiser is using it as an off-road vehicle. So I will probably fill rust holes and do repairs as necessary to stop rust from continuing to rot the vehicle away, but I'm really not going to make it a showroom quality vehicle or a car show kind of vehicle. The restoration I'm referring to will be repairing or replacing the frame, getting the axles completely up to like pretty much brand new condition. Either rebuilding or replacing or swapping the engine. I'm still not sure as to what I'm going to do on that. I may pull the 2F that's in it out and rebuild it myself. I may get it replaced or rebuilt professionally, and I may just do an engine swap on that as well. I really like the idea of the Cummins R2.8 engine. I've liked it ever since it was featured on Dirt Every Day. As I've mentioned before, I'm a fan of their work, and the idea of a small diesel engine that would be swappable into my vehicles is pretty attractive to me. I'm not so much someone who worries about engine power so much as reliability and fuel economy. So I'm not really looking at the R2.8 as being fuel efficient for getting back my costs in the engine swap. I'm actually looking at it as more of, I want good fuel economy so I can get further between gas stations when I'm off-road. So for me, it's more about getting to destinations and the experiences that will come with that. rather than the cost of it, because I may spend less money in fuel, or I may spend less money than an engine swap than I do in fuel for the life of the 2F, even as it is. But the fact of the matter is there's a limited amount of space and weight that any vehicle can handle with extra fuel. There's extended fuel tanks, sure. I can carry jerry cans, sure. But I can do all those things with the R2.8 and get mid-20s for miles per gallon in fuel economy with the 2.8 and be able to go that much further because of it. So that's why I like the idea of the diesel. And I'm going to be honest as well. I really do like the sound of a diesel, the turbo whistle, just the way they all sound. I've always been a fan of diesels, even though I know nothing about how to repair them, which is, I guess, pretty par for the course for a lot of my mechanical knowledge. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be a while before any of that kind of stuff happens. Who knows? I may end up with 2 completely diesel swapped 4x4 rigs. Our third rig, which is not something I really featured in, right? I don't think I really featured it at all in any of the videos or pictures that I've posted for the most part, is our 2019 Ford Ranger. So we got that for 2 reasons. Because it's an out-of-the-box capable rig. I got the FX4 package on it, so the rear locker, skid plates, tow hooks, trail control, which is like their off-road trail or cruise control. I'm not really sure about how that's going to work. I've never used it, may or may not ever use it. But like I say, out of the factory, off the dealership lot, it's a very capable rig. So I figured that at a very minimum would be reliable. It would be something we as a family could use to go off-road. But also it's got a good towing capacity, which is important for getting either of my other rigs to and from mechanics or just wherever we need to go in general. Thankfully, we haven't had to use that a whole lot so far, but it is there in case we need it. And finally, we wanted an actually reliable daily driver in the event that say both of my rigs are down, or something that I can leave with Rachel, who's my wife, while I'm at work, so she has something that she can go and get groceries or go to appointments, go to whatever kid activity or personal activity she's got. The Ranger is there, it's reliable, and it can do whatever she needs for that. So it will also be it's going to be the family adventure rig, at least until the Land Cruiser is completely ready to go. I don't feel comfortable taking the Land Cruiser heavily off-road with the frame being the way it is until I get someone professional to actually look at it and tell me how bad it really is. So the Ranger is going to be kind of our out-of-the-box adventure vehicle. It helps as well that I just installed a 12-volt outlet in the bed, so it'll work perfectly we've got a pretty decent-sized Dometic fridge that will work for carrying all of our food needs. I don't think my noise suppression is going to be able to overcome that lightning strike, so I'll repeat what I said. The Dometic will be able to take care of all of our food storage needs. But yeah, so all in all, I think we've got a pretty good setup for our vehicles. Hopefully we can get those out and have some actual adventure videos rather than just the repair videos that I've been doing. We did just get clearance to leave the local area, so hopefully soon we'll be out on a camping trip and we'll be able to get some more of that style video, which is at least as fun for me to record, and to definitely a lot of fun for me to do. So with that, I think that pretty much sums up my goals with the channel, as well as kind of what we're going to do with the rigs and so on. Hopefully this is a fairly decent video. I'm not really sure how it'll go in post-production. Another big thing, I am a very novice video recorder and editor, so if you have any tips or tricks or just general criticism as to things I'm not doing well or am doing well, could be doing better, let me know in the comments. I am more than happy to listen to it. Like I say, I'm wanting to improve. This is something that I want to get better at, and I think the best way to do that is to let people actually see it and give me feedback. So, thanks.